Hey guys, Michael here. So I had someone reach out to me via Messenger and had some difficulty creating an ornament, a custom ornament. So I wanted to, give them some instructions on how to do it, but also just record the process and share with the rest of you so you kind of see what all you need to do if you want to go through this process yourself. So following my previous video, I'll put a link to that video up top. They started off with making a ornament shape. If I select it here, I can select engrave. You can see that's what the shape of the ornament looks like. Now what they want to do is take this picture. As you can see, this is a picture. It's just an image. They want to take this and include it in the shape and the words Indian Creek Zoo. Now I've already split this out and I'll kind of show you why I did that here in a second. But we want to put all this together in an ornament and make this repeatable with various animals and whatever else shape she wants to put in there. So I'm going to just zoom in and show you how I'm going to do this. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to retain this shape. So I'm going to copy it and just put it over here off to the side and keep that because I don't want to mess that one up. Let me switch this back to cut so I can see the shape. And they want to put this guy in here and cut around him and include it on this piece here. So what I'm going to do, zooming in, holding down control in the mouse wheel, I'm going to offset. So let's see what version I'm in, just so everybody's aware of that. I'm in version, oh gosh, what version am I in? Here we go, 2427. All right, so let me click offset and I'm going to pick my corner style, the offset distance, etc. So I'm just going to hit confirm. After you do this, the offset is then selected and the image is no longer selected. With that still selected, I'm going to come up here and hit release compound. And then I'm going to then come over here and select unite. Now I have a cuttable shape that's the shape of this object. And let me change this engrave so you can see it. So it's a solid piece, and I can take this, let me zoom out, select them both, and I can drag it over here and overlap this cutting part above or over this ornament part. And if I join them, it will make a solid piece. Let me move this guy out of the way and show you. Let me just center these. Align center. Where's it at? There we go. Oh, it's already centered. Let me move this up a little bit more using my arrow keys, and I can take this and I can say merge. So now that piece is solid. It will cut out just like that. If I switch to engrave, that's what the solid wood's going to look like. And then I can take my other piece here, the image, and I can put them over here just like that. So it's going to cut out that piece and engrave the image. Now I want to add the words in here, and the reason I haven't split out, let me just retype this full thing, put the word Indian. I am using Pacifico, and as you can see, the I is separate from the rest of the word here. I don't like that, so what I'm going to do is instead I'm going to, if I could just pan over here, I'm going to make the I a separate letter, and then the rest is here. And zooming in, I'm just going to move him just where it barely overlaps, and we have it aligned on the bottom. I can take this word, weld it, and then I can take all of it and merge it. So now that will be one solid piece. The letter I, we're going to lose that, so I'll fix that. I'm going to zoom in, insert a circle over this dot, select them both, subtract it, insert another circle, and using my arrow keys, maybe like that, select them and merge. Now the I won't get lost, so the dot of the I won't get lost and the letter I won't get lost. And the zoo, I can leave that as is. Let me go ahead and weld the words together. The reason you weld it is right now, if you try to cut it the way it is, You see how these lines crisscross? That will cut every line that you see, and the O's will break apart from the Z. To get around that, you just want to weld the letters. Now it's a single cut piece. And then I could take this and move it where it's overlapping the N a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and center this. So align, center. There we go. And with it still overlapping, I'm going to move the Z up just a little bit more. That way it's overlapping the N and the A a little bit more. Select them, merge. There we go. Now it's one word. Move them over here. Let me resize this a little bit. I'm going to leave this aspect ratio lock turned off and just kind of make this fit. What I'm trying to do is make sure it catches the outer edge of this right here, so that's one solid piece as best I can. And now maybe want to make this C and touch that as well to make it more rigid. Let's see what that looks like. Let me zoom in. I don't want to go that high. Maybe like that. This is tricky because the I is going to be just shy of this. The C is not, and the D is just kind of weird. So let me just go up a little bit higher. Catch the I. I'm just chopping off the D and got this C and creek. Let me make this a little bit this way. And the zoo, let me come down just a little bit. Okay, let's see what that looks like if I merge the word with the ornament. So I'm going to select this. I can hold down Shift and pick this so they're both selected. Merge. So selecting engrave, I can see exactly this is what the wood is going to look like if it were a solid piece of wood. And I think that's going to be solid enough to hold it in place. Now, if it's not, and I run this on a test piece, what I could do, let me go ahead and copy this so I don't lose what I have. Let me undo, Control Z a few times. Okay, let me go back out, replace it until I have the Z separate. There we go. And I'm going to paste what I had. So I copied that finished piece, and now I'm back to this. So what I could do instead is maybe do a rectangle all the way across the letters, like that. That would make it more solid, and I could take this and put it in here. Maybe something like that instead. It's really up to you on how you want to do that. And I could do another rectangular piece here across that. Let me move that down a little bit. Like that. So let's see what that would look like also. I'm going to merge. So that would look like that, or, well, let me zoom out, put them both side by side. So it's really up to you how you want to make this work. So just showing what the wood would look like. That's pretty solid, right? So I'm not worried about it breaking here. This one also is solid because it's catching the bottom of the animal in like 3 spots on this one. This one's only 1 spot. So I may have to adjust this a little bit more. Maybe separate the C from the rest of the word and make the C a little bit taller and join all it together. So you really have to play with what would fit your needs. And that's how I would do it. Basically outline or trace this image using the offset tool. Then you're going to release it and then join it so it's a single solid piece, and then join it with your ornament. Now this is repeatable in a way that let's say I want to change out the animals on this over and over again. What I could do is back out of everything. Okay, I'm back to where I was. Let's say I want to make this repeatable where I want to change out the animal type but keep the Indian Creek Zoo the same. So let me go ahead and fix that letter C. I'm going to make it by itself. So I'm going to get rid of this guy. Let's see, like that. And I'm going to copy him and make a letter C. There we go. I'm going to make him a little bit taller. Turn off that. That's already turned off. Make it a little bit taller. So if I drew a line here, and I want these letters to be somewhat level, I can make this I a little bit taller. Up to the top of the letters. Doing that will actually let me line this up a little bit easier. So get rid of that line. So now I have a separate letter I. I have Indian and Creek, and without the C. And then I can take all this. Well, first I got to merge this. And that's been welded. Now I can take all of this, unite. There we go. And zoo, I need to weld that as well. There we go. So now, again, let's say I want to change out the animals. So instead of working on the animal first, I'm going to work on the Indian Creek part first. So I'm going to come down here, lining up the zoo, and then the Indian Creek. Make this a little bit skinnier. I really like the horizontal line because I think it makes it more sturdy. So I'm going to go with that same approach again. And I'm just guesstimating on how thick that line is based on the thickness of this, just to kind of make it uniform looking. In the zoo, I'm going to center that on the ornament, and that is centered. Let me go ahead and merge that. And again, I have a copy of this over here, so I'm not going to mess this up or lose it. Merge it, and then Indian Creek. I don't want to join that just yet. Let me put this here. Center all this. Okay. Now, I don't like the way the K is kind of disappeared into that. So I'm going to do this. Do this. Merge it again. Center it again. All right, I like the look of that. Let me join it all together. Now, one thing I need to do is fix the eye on this since I've already undid what I had done before. Select everything, subtract, add another circle. Select everything and merge. Now I can save this as it is, and I can, let me get rid of this and repeat that process again. So now I can have multiple images of this animal and multiple animals, and I can do the same process. I have the image file, I can offset it, and then with the offset selected, I can release, merge, and then I can take that and put it in here. And of course you want to size it where it fits with the word Indian Creek and the top of it. And then you can do the same thing with multiple animals. So you can keep this as your default and just put in multiple animals. And that way it's all the same shape of the Indian Creek Zoo at the bottom and just multiple animals at the top. And that's all there is to it.